Little Fizz is a cautionary. Okay, for those of you who have no idea who Little Fizz is, and the only Fizz that you know is the soda pop that you see in the Dollar Tree. Little Fizz is actually part of a group called B2K. B2K was very popular in the late 90s and the early 2000s. The members were Little Fizz, Omarion, who's the lead singer, J-Boog, and Raz B. In 2004, Omarion decides to leave B2K. 2005, he releases a debut album. It's #1. It's very successful. And as for Little Fizz and J-Boog, you ain't hear nothing about. Raz B did stay in the headlines though, but the other two, you ain't hear nothing about them. Because of the mega success of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Mona Scott Young decided to start Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, which featured Omarion and his then girlfriend April Jones. And Little Fizz was introduced to us in the cast as Omarion's friend. After 2 seasons of filming, Omarion and his then girlfriend April Jones decided that, hey, they had enough of filming Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, but Little Fizz remained on the show. Now, I'm not going to completely knock Little Fizz, because apparently he did something right to remain on the cast. And I personally believe one of the reasons why Love and Hip Hop Hollywood kept him is because he has the look. Little Fizz is a good looking guy. That's a good looking dude. He's arm candy, okay? He is fine. However, where's the music? Because that's how you were introduced to the world. We have yet to see any type of work or your any shows for the past 10 years that you have done. Like, you are a singer, you're an entertainer. Omarion decides that he's going to put his differences aside and come back with the other members of B2K and do a tour. While they were on tour in 2018, everything went left. And it was just like, wait a second, like, everybody was so excited about them being on tour, getting back. Like, everybody was like, we want a new album by B2K, because you can't forget about that bump, bump, bump. That was a hit. I don't care what nobody say. You was bump, bump, bump. Monique Slaughter, who is Little Fizz's ex-girlfriend and also the mother of his son, decided to let the world know in a secret relationship with his ex-girlfriend, April Jones, and they were currently in a relationship. When it initially came out, Little Fizz and April Jones just denied it. They said it wasn't happening, it hasn't been happening, it wasn't true. And then you come to find out that that was a lie and that they were actually in a relationship. When it all came out, Little Fizz's true feelings about Omarion started coming out. They were never friends. He don't like him. He don't mess with him. He don't want nothing, no parts of dealing with him. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Omarion is dead silent. He didn't say nothing for a long time. Little Fizz and April Jones went on this bashing campaign talking about he's a deadbeat dad and that Omarion don't see his kids and she's not getting that much money and this, that, and the third. And she was comparing her relationship to Omarion to her current relationship with Little Fizz. Now here's your problem, Little Fizz. If it wasn't for Omarion, who actually carried the group vocally, there wouldn't be a B2K. If it wasn't for Omarion, you wouldn't be on Love and Hip Hop. If it wasn't for Omarion, you wouldn't have been able to make money in 2018 on the tour. Here's where you fell short, because I honestly believe that you thought because Omarion knew all this stuff was going on, because allegedly you had been in a relationship with April Jones for over a year. So even while you were on tour, Omarion knew about your relationship and continued the tour. So in your head, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to really let you know how I feel, because it didn't stop you from not completing the tour. And you talked about doing another tour. You sit up here and be prideful on TV and carry on and say these things online, not only on the television show, but online. You thinking that you're doing something, and meanwhile, Omarion is sitting back like, don't you know that I control this boat? And because I control this boat, I can decide at the last minute to do the tour and eliminate you and everybody that's a part of B2K. Which is like so messed up if you think about it. Like, you went on a campaign to bash somebody who you thought was going to continue to carry you because they promised you to do another tour. Now you done messed it up for everybody. You messed it up for J Boog, and you messed it up for Raz B because of your mouth. Now he don't want to deal with nobody. And honestly speaking, I feel the person who lost the most out of all of this was Raz B. Because when I was on tour and he went on radio stations and people was asking him about, you know, Omarion's situation and your situation, he was like, you know, trying to stay neutral, but he also was on Omarion's side. Now he can't make any money because you caused discord amongst your crew. And look who he's going on tour with. He's going on tour with Bow Wow. I'm not trying to take away anything from Bow Wow, but come on. That should have been the headliner of B2K. Little Fizz, you allowed your pride and your jealousy and your undercover hatred for somebody who was not only in a car with you, because when you are in a group, you're in a car with each other, but you decide to take out your anger on the person that was driving. Because once his foot on the brake and turn off the car and take the keys, he's going to walk out because he's a driver. You're not even the passenger seat. You're in the back. You're in the back. Now you done messed up your money, which allegedly it was going to be $1 million that you're going to make on this tour. $1 million each for you. And now you get nothing. And everybody else that's a part of the group gets nothing. And now Omarion, because he is the headliner, him and Bow Wow, they're going to be making the money. They're going to be making the most money. Omarion is a G. Let me tell you, he is a grown man. You want to know why? Because when he finally did speak on his ex-girlfriend and Little Fizz being in a relationship, he did not bash them. The only thing that he said was, I want them to change the narrative. If they love each other, change the narrative. I'm not going to bash her because she is the mother of my sons. I'm not going to bash her. Then a few weeks later, long and behold, he announced the tour. And now you're looking like a looker because you had this undercover hatred for somebody who helped you along the way. And you were bitter because you probably thought that you should have been able to have control over your own career, but you couldn't stand alone. Omarion can. Little Fizz, you aligned yourself with somebody who has this, if not even more disdain, but just as equal disdain as you for Omarion. You can say whatever you want to say about Love and Hip Hop. It is a very big platform, and you use a platform to attack a person that actually has helped you in your career and put money in your pocket, and now that person that you're bashing publicly turned around and dismissed you from a whole entire tour. Jealousy is a very dangerous disease that can ruin your life. It can ruin your life. It can ruin your career, and it can ruin the relationships, the solid relationships that you have, even if it's just on a professional level. You can find yourself losing everything. So regardless of what you want to say, regardless how you try to turn it, however you try to twist it around and swirl it around, Omarion has helped Fizz throughout his entire career, because Omarion has proven to us that he can stand alone. He can carry a tour. He can carry an album. He can go on any television show that he wants and carry it. Little Fizz doesn't have that luxury. He needs other people. And that's where you mess up. If you have a person that has a tendency to jealousy, you need to work on that. Work within yourself so you won't ruin your money. You won't ruin the chances that you have. You ruined a tour. A tour to travel and to be with fans and to sell merchandise. I'm pretty sure that Love and Hip Hop ain't giving you $1 million. They ain't giving you that type of money. Not tour money is the best money. Any artist, anybody who's in this music industry will tell you that they don't make money off of album sales. They make money off of touring. And now your opportunity to do a tour for music that people have known you for. People know your music with B2K. They don't know anything else. They don't know anything else that you have ever done outside of the group. You probably have EPs, but you don't have full-blown albums. With B2K, you had that, but you don't have that now. He could have used that B2K tour and his platform on Love and Hip Hop to get even more money, because I'm telling you, I know that you're not making as much money as you did when you went on tour, not with Love and Hip Hop. And you just ruined that. You just closed that door. I'm not going to sit up here and say that Little Fizz doesn't have fans and he doesn't have supporters, because I'm pretty sure he does. But what I am saying is that the majority of people don't follow you outside of Love and Hip Hop and B2K. Let this be a lesson, because I mean, like, you see people talk about things that happen behind the scenes. All of this stuff happened for everybody to see. You are better off working through your feelings by yourself. Work on whatever issues that you have on the inside. Like, don't let this spew out onto the public. Don't allow people to see this type of stuff, this disdain or disconnection. Don't allow people to see that. Y'all a group. And if anybody is going to take sides, they're going to take the side of the lead singer. That's how it normally works. When the lead singer leads a group, becomes big, and then somebody else in the group who's not as big or not as like popular as the person, the lead singer, and they air out their grievances, the fans always turn on the person who is not the lead singer. I mean, it has happened throughout time. You should have fixed whatever you need to fix within yourself, because at the end of the day, you weren't driving the car for B2K. Because once Omarion said he was done with the group, there was no more B2K. You ain't hear nothing for 10 years. And when Omarion said, well, yeah, let's do something, y'all went on tour. Don't aggravate the driver. Don't have the driver push the brakes on your dreams because of something that you feel on the inside. If you need to make money with that person, you make money with that person, and that's it. Whatever issues you got with them, it's issues you got with them privately. Get your money. Jealousy is like cancer. You start seeing cancer cells forming. Same thing with jealousy. Once you see it forming, you gotta eliminate that. You gotta get rid of that immediately. Jealousy will lead to the death of your career, or the death of one aspect of your career. Let Little Fizz be a cautionary tale. All right, you guys. I'm Chocolate Beauty. See you next time. Ciao.